I've got multiple outfits. What are you gonna do about it? Cry about it. It's my channel. Anyways, I had an inspiration today. I was driving along the freeway and I saw the freakiest shit ever, right? I mean, we're going 50, we're going 60, 65, and I'm seeing the most broke cars attempt to endanger me, right? So I figured, let me go home and make a video about 5 crash out cars. Now, what is a crash out? Well, because I'm a very nice human being, I decided to explain to you what a crash out is. Unhinged. In the name, you already see crash out. It's very similar to spinning your car out, just like unhinged. It's when a person meets their crisis. We think about if a Corvette met a 50-year-old divorced dad. So we're talking about hookers, cocaine, prostitutes, drugs, parties. That's what a crash out would do in that scenario, okay? And what would a crash out usually dress and look like? Regardless, today we're going to talk about 5 types of cars that you see on the freeway. In fact, any road, give them all the room you need, bro. Stay the fuck away from these 5 cars. Crashing out. Regardless, number 1, we've got lifted trucks. I want to talk about 2 different things that makes this thing a crash out car. You're driving on the highway and you see some Dodge Ram 5 feet in the air speeding at you, right? First of all, let me get this out of the way. I have never seen a lifted truck going the speed limit. In fact, 15 over. These motherfuckers are cutting up, going around 90 to 100, 110 in the things that will actually kill you. Like I was trying to think of some funny analogy. Crack your spine in half. Dead. Right? So we got to think about the crash damage ratio. When these people are driving, going 110, 120, there's 2 fears people usually have. Cops and crashing. Well, these kinds of drivers only have to worry about 1. Cops. Why? The crash damage ratio does not exist. These motherfuckers have borderline monster trucks. If they touch another car, in fact, if another car hits them going 60, they're not going to have any damages. The other car will look like an absolute fucking Greta Thunberg recycled project at the end of it, okay? And then you got to think about the people, and I'm going to say majority, not all of them, because I'm a good human, the people who drive these cars. You got to think about what they're trying to project, right? They have this big, bad truck hovering over the rest of the freeway or any street, and they're usually going really fast and cutting up. It feels like they don't give a fuck about us, right? We're just ants to them. So, like a lot of people when they were kids, what happens when you see an ant? You step on them. And that's probably how they think about us. But I want to say majority because I do believe that there are lifted trucks that do look sick. Now, does looking sick mean they're safe? No. We all fucking die if we see a lifted truck. In fact, I've almost gone 2 separate instances where road rage, lifted truck, skill issue, very scary car. We got our first double trouble. Oh shit. Okay, now we have a little double trouble starring the Corvette C8 and the McLaren 650S. I want to talk about pretty privilege. Yes, pretty privilege. You usually use that word in terms of, attractive men, attractive women, having an easier life. They get to have more advantages because people look at them and they go, damn, they're attractive. Now, we can say the same thing about cars. We see a McLaren and we see a C8 just going 150 on the freeway. We're going to be like, that's pretty sick, right? And as a result, you see another car that I will mention that isn't as nice going 120. You're going to think that guy's an asshole. So there's a pretty privilege that allows these people to think, oh, I have a fast car, so I can speed because it's sexy. Which takes me to my next thing. New money flex. Why is this important? 90%, I'm making up the statistic. I'd say 90% of people that buy Huracans, C8s, McLaren 650Ss, they don't give a shit about cars. I'll be honest. It's more of a fashion symbol. It's more about a sign of, look at me, I fucking made it, right? So, of course, these people don't really have any car knowledge. They're going to be just driving extremely fast because, ooh, fast car. Post Malone sang about it in a song, so now I'm going to own one. And as a result, doesn't mean you have skill, buddy. You're gonna be crashing. You're gonna be crashing these cars that you bought not because you're a car enthusiast, but because you just want to show off. You're not built to drive these cars. And specifically for the Corvette C8, this is the most iconic NFL wide receiver car of all time. It's pretty sad, but we got a lot of fuck shit with the Corvette in general. These are two new money ass cars that will just fuck you in the ass. The Dodge Hellcat. I'm a little excited about this one. As someone who's been to Eastern Europe a lot, as well as the Middle East, I got this shit down. I created a chart regarding the most dangerous German cars. If you're on the road and you see one of these, you're fucked. So let's talk about it. This is a chart I made considering how terrifying a car can be when seen. We have tint over here, and we have age of car over here. Correct? So the higher these values are, the scarier your life, the more endangered you are, the more fucked you are. Okay? You get it? So let's say you see a new BMW with no tint. This is daddy's car. This is, hey, I'm a fuckboy, you wanna start a streak with me? Still like high school. Their highlight is usually going 40 to 60, putting it on the Snapchat, flooring it. Usually fine. Now, if that same car had unlimited tint, now we're talking about Gangster Gang, Night Lavelle, Suicide Boys. You know all that kind of stuff you see on YouTube? I love that shit, by the way, don't get it wrong. These guys are demons. So you got some demons over here, but there's another level to this. The age, and I haven't talked about the age. The older the car is, the more terrified you should be. In fact, I've seen the scariest cars being old. We're talking about Jettas, Passats, GTIs, M5s, M3s, different Mercedes. You see an old car that is not tinted at all, it's probably someone's grandma. It's vibes. It's vibes. They're doing okay. It's a luxury to them. You see an old car with tinted out headlights, you're fucked. You're fucked. Okay, we're talking about Giorgio, if that's his name. We're talking about the scariest motherfucking people on the planet. These guys have no regard to your life. I've seen the craziest shit from these guys. These people treat red lights like stop signs, attempts to drift. They floor it in places that you don't even conceive about. You might as well be in neutral in some areas they're flooring it in. This fucking shit right here is the most terrifying type of car in terms of German cars. You see an old 911 with headlights, let me know, because that might be the mecca of death. I have to take all my accessories off because it's getting hot now. This is turning into hell. We have the three-headed dragon, the Chevrolet Malibu, the Nissan Altima, the Ford Fusion. You see any of these three cars, run as fast as you can. Whether it's the streets, whether it's the highways, alleyways, the people behind these cars do not view the car as anything but a point A to point B. Now that means that they don't check the car for any damages. They drive the car like, hey, you know what? It's just a car. I can hit anything I want. These walls, these posts, these signs. Who cares? I don't really care how my car looks. These people don't check any of their lights. You got oil, tire pressure, check engine. You've got everything. Coolant leaks, anything they want. Help. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all these people were crazy, but I'd say 99% of them. If you ever were to meet a girl on a date or anyone else, you know, it could be a guy, anything, and they pull up in one of these three, just in the back of your mind, know that you might die. You might just be gone. It might be your last date ever. And finally, they don't give a shit. I already mentioned this. No bumpers, no hubcaps, lights, camera, action. They drive like they watched a No Hesi video reel, a Fast and Furious clip, and they immediately hop into their car that, you know, clearly isn't built for racing, and they drive on the streets. Shitty brakes, dirty brakes, terrible tires. You know what that turns into? Crashes. Multiple crashes. And frankly, if you ever see one speeding on the front, oh my god, don't get me started. If you ever see one of these speeding on a highway, takeaways here. First of all, before you come for my neck, it's jokes. Okay, don't kill me, don't shoot me, don't do any of these things. In fact, I'll bow down and I'll admit that I too have crashed in a horrendous way, which was me being an idiot. Okay, so hey, we're all in the same circle. Now, sick, what does that mean? Well, if I get the low effort allegations right now, you fucks, I know it, I know you guys are. I've been extremely sick this week, okay? I started feeling it after my Midnight Club live stream. I think I know what happened. I had an espresso machine, you see it right here? And, you know, my dumbass in the middle of the streaming, I wasn't really paying attention to the water. So I had my espresso, and after the stream ends, I was like, why the fuck did that make me feel so weird? It was green. It was green inside, right? Algae, I think. I looked it up, and it's a big no-no if you want to have a nice coffee. It tastes like shit. That's what I also noticed, but I was locked in. And so yeah, that's why I feel like shit today. But I figured, hey, it's been a while. I haven't used this whiteboard. I gotta clean this shit. But that's when I was like, yeah, it's been a while. Let me post something. Something quick, so YouTube doesn't take down my channel, so they know I'm growing. I'm a new YouTuber, and absolutely will keep you guys updated. Okay, fuck. Anyways, thank you. And Garacade out. Good timing.